Some homes you drive past and barely notice. Others stop you mid-stride, and you don't even know why at first. You just know it looks expensive. It's not the house. It's not always even the landscaping budget. 9 times out of 10, it's what's happening in the 4 feet on either side of that front door. You do not need a renovation. You do not need a new front door, a fresh coat of paint, or a landscape crew showing up with a truck full of equipment. You just need the right plants in the right places, and your front entry can go from forgettable to absolutely stunning in a single afternoon. Today, we're breaking down 7 front door plant ideas that instantly make a home look expensive, polished, and intentional. These are the exact same design tricks used by high-end landscape designers on luxury properties, the kind you see outside boutique hotels and the most photographed homes in the most aspirational neighborhoods. And every single one of them is completely achievable on a regular budget, with plants you can find at almost any local nursery. Here's what separates a front entry that looks expensive from one that looks merely fine. It is rarely the price of the plants. It is the strategy behind the planting, understanding scale, symmetry, layering, and container choice in a way that creates something cohesive and intentional, rather than a random collection of things that happen to be sitting near a door. Real estate agents will tell you curb appeal can add 5 to 15% to a home's perceived value. Your front door is the crown jewel of that curb appeal. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make yours extraordinary. And idea number 2 is the single formula that professional designers use on almost every container they touch. The one trick that instantly upgrades any planting once you understand it. Let's get into it. Idea number 1. Matched topiary trees in elegant containers. This is the look you see outside 5-star hotels and the most coveted homes in any aspirational neighborhood. 2 perfectly sculpted trees flanking the entrance. And it works because of pure symmetry. The human brain reads matched pairs as order, care, and quality instantly. Boxwood shaped into tight globes or cones is the classic choice. Bay laurel, eugenia, and spiral juniper are excellent alternatives depending on your climate. The detail most people miss is the container. It needs to be substantial, at least 1/3 the height of the topiary itself, in a material like cast stone, glazed ceramic, or powder-coated metal. A gorgeous topiary in a flimsy plastic pot looks unfinished, no matter how well it's trimmed. Quick plant tip. Shear topiaries lightly 2 to 3 times a year to keep edges crisp. If boxwood blight is a concern in your area, ask your nursery about resistant varieties, or substitute Japanese holly. Idea number 2. Tall, dramatic urns using the thriller, filler, spiller method, the single formula professional designers rely on more than any other. Every great container needs 3 roles. A thriller, a tall, bold plant that anchors the height. A filler, medium plants that create fullness around it. And a spiller, something trailing that softens the edge of the pot. For a classic look, pair a columnar evergreen with chartreuse sweet potato vine and trailing white bacopa. For bold color, try purple fountain grass with orange lantana and trailing calabraca. For something moody and sophisticated, combine a dark canna lily with deep purple heliotrope and silver dichondra spilling over the rim. Once you understand this formula, you'll never look at a container the same way again. Quick plant tip. Use a high-quality potting mix with slow-release fertilizer worked in at planting. Containers depend entirely on you for nutrition. Water consistently, especially in summer heat. Idea number 3. Olive trees in oversized planters, the single most on-trend, designer-favored look in luxury landscaping right now. Olive trees bring something almost nothing else can. Silvery leaves that shimmer in the breeze, gnarled, characterful trunks that look like living sculpture, and a perfectly imperfect form that reads as designed, not stiff. Against a modern white or gray home, a black or concrete planter creates striking contrast. Against a traditional home, terracotta or cast stone feels like a Tuscan villa. Look for standard form trees, 4 to 6 feet tall, with a clean trunk topped by a loose canopy. A matched pair flanking the door is the most impactful version of this look. Quick plant tip. Olive trees actually prefer to dry out between waterings. Overwatering is their biggest enemy in containers. In Zone 8 and warmer, they can live outside year-round. Cooler zones need winter shelter.
Idea number 4. Lush, overflowing window boxes. Think of the most photographed streets in Europe. The Cotswolds, the French countryside, colorful Hallstatt in Austria. What they all share is window boxes absolutely overflowing with color. The secret is density, scale, and variety. Plant generously, ignoring the spacing guidelines on the tag. You want it packed and abundant. Choose a box sized appropriately for your home and combine upright, mounding, and trailing forms, exactly like Thriller Filler Spiller turned sideways. Pink geraniums with white alyssum and blue salvia gives a classic look. All-white petunias, bacopa, and dusty miller create something genuinely elegant. Quick plant tip. Self-watering window box inserts are worth the investment at the front door. They dry out fast in summer heat, and you can't afford to let them wilt where guests see them first.
Idea number 5. Climbing plants on a trellis or doorway arch. A front entrance framed by climbing roses or cascading clematis stops people completely. It's one of those images that gets saved and shared constantly because it represents something deeply appealing, a home that's alive and genuinely cared for. A climbing plant trained over an arch didn't happen overnight. It represents years of patient tending, and people register that instantly as quality and value. Climbing roses like New Dawn or Don Juan are the classic choice. Clematis offers hundreds of varieties in every color. In warm climates, Confederate jasmine brings incredible fragrance along with fast, glossy coverage. Quick plant tip. Choose a structure, wrought iron, powder-coated steel, or painted wood that's a design feature on its own before the plant even fills in, and install it securely.
Idea number 6. A single sculptural plant as a solo statement. Borrowed directly from high-end interior design, this is the idea that one perfect object in the right spot carries more visual weight than a dozen ordinary ones arranged together. A mature agave in a stone planter has the gravity of sculpture. A tall, slender Italian cypress makes a dramatic vertical exclamation point at the doorway. Phormium, with its bold, sword-like leaves in bronze or burgundy, suits contemporary architecture beautifully. The key is committing to scale. Place it slightly off-center rather than dead center for a more sophisticated feel, and go big. A small plant trying to be a statement piece just looks lonely.
Idea number 7. The layered pathway. The secret most homeowners overlook entirely. Your front door doesn't exist in isolation. It's the destination of a journey that starts at the curb, and layered planting beds framing that path create what designers call a processional experience. The key word is layered. Low ground cover like creeping phlox or ajuga at the front edge, mid-height perennials like coneflower, black-eyed Susan, and salvia in the middle, taller shrubs like a knockout rose anchoring each end. Add a crisp edge between bed and lawn, a fresh layer of dark mulch, and a fragrant plant like lavender right where sleeves brush past it. By the time a guest reaches your door, they've already had a beautiful experience, and that primes everything that follows.
And there they are, all 7. From the timeless elegance of matched topiary to the romance of a climbing rose over an arch, to the quiet confidence of a single sculptural plant, every idea today shares one thing in common. It makes your home look like someone thought about it, like someone cared, like it was designed rather than simply built. That sense of intentionality is exactly what reads as expensive. Not the price tag on the plants, not the square footage of the house, not the brand of the front door. It's the visible evidence of care, and care is something money alone can't fake. Your front door is your home's handshake, the very first impression that sets the tone for everything a guest, a buyer, or even you yourself feels the moment you pull into the driveway. Now you have 7 powerful, practical ways to make that handshake genuinely unforgettable. You don't need to do all 7 this weekend. Pick the one that excites you most and start there. The topiary if you want instant formality. The olive trees if you want that effortless designer look. The layered pathway if you want the whole approach to feel considered from the very first step.
If today's video gave you even one idea you're excited about, hit that thumbs up. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who care about their homes the way you do. Tell me in the comments which idea you're trying first. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next video. Happy planting!